Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to the next normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. We're broadcasting from the beautiful Brahma Kumaris Meditation Museum in the nation's capital. It's been quite a journey here. I just returned back from New York. We had our annual retreats, and it was just filled with a lot of empathy, compassion, wisdom, smiles, steps to take, guardrails to protect our spiritual dignity. So many things come into your vortex, your field, because you're interacting with a variety of people all the time. All the time. Just break it down to your own families in your own homes. If you live alone with a pet, if the pet makes a mess, you know how you get. If you live with a roommate, there's always some little difference. Somebody says something, does something, doesn't do something, should have done something. If you're living with a partner, there are issues there. If you're married and you have children, there are things that people say, do, didn't do, should have done. It hurt your feelings. And it has landed in the heart somewhere. And you hold it. I can't believe they did that. I can't believe they said that. Why would they do that, knowing that it's not the right thing to do? Why would they say that? It really hurt my feelings. And today's program is about how do we move forward with forgiveness? I mean, how do we forgive to be able to keep moving? If you've ever looked at the energy of non-forgiveness, it's like there's a brick on your chest. It's as if your non-forgiveness has stopped you from being like a child of God, loving, accepting, open, forgiving. But your non-forgivingness also redirects your energy in areas where you go to find some temporary support to appease your lack of love. But it can sometimes bring you into more drama in situations with other people because that energy in you isn't sorted out. And I want to stress that to all of us. Every one of us have something left. I was sharing with the crew when I was heading up to New York that I have like a little pinch, a little thing left in my heart about something that was done maybe at an organizational level long time ago, and I just felt like I wish it had not done that, you know? It didn't feel right. It's similar to what America's going through currently, where there is one segment of America that feels very adjudicated, that they've gotten their power and their presence back in the country. And there's another part of America that feels like, come on, we're all in this together. Maybe you owe us something. I don't know. I'm just sharing that there is a struggle happening in the country currently. And there is a lot of fear and animosity between folks. Whether you're in the powerful seat at this time, there's animosity against a race, a nationality, a gender, a sexual orientation. There's some sort of an animosity about it, that you people, this, you're not worthy, you're crap, you're dirt, get out. And then you've got the people on the other side who don't feel that way about themselves. They might have issues. They might not feel worthy about themselves, but they're trying. But when they hear those things or they see what's being done to them or their family members, there's a great deal of hate, dislike, anxiety, frustration, powerlessness that comes into the soul, that becomes very challenging for the soul to forgive. the other person, because to forgive requires love and humility. To forgive another child of God who is obviously under the influence of algae, anger, lust, greed, attachment, ego, that they decided to speak to me, to take from me, to be violent with me, to cheat me. It was under the influence of algae. And I'm on the other end of that. And maybe I catch it. And maybe it actually destroys my life at that moment. And all I can do is to think about the pain and the suffering that I went through as a result of that other person's choice. I can never forgive them for that. And am I saying I can never love again? Am I saying that I can never value myself despite that person's ignorance or that person's influence of algae? Is that what I'm saying when I say I'll never forgive them for what they did? And I'm just asking anyone out there, anyone who has ever been taken advantage of, mistreated, unseen, if you are walking around with that feeling that I can't forgive them for that, why can't you? I'm just asking. I'm going through the process with you. Why can't you forgive them? Because they did. Can you go back and change what they did? No. If you beg them to recognize what they did was wrong, and if you beg them for an apology, did they give you? No. And so you continue on your journey. I will never forgive them for that. Never. What does it mean when it pertains to you then? I will never forgive them for what they did to me, what they did to my family, what he said about my people. I want you to check the feeling in you. Really, do you want to go down that road? How does your chest feel? How does your heart feel? Do you feel justified to be that kind of person? To almost mirror reflect the one that gave the sorrow from algae, anger, lust, greed, attachment, ego. They were in a blocked space of love. Get me? They were in a blocked space of love. That's why they said what they said. That's why they chose to do what they did. And then I grab that and hold that as my property. I'll never forgive them for that. So I now have become under the influence of some aspect of algae. Maybe ego. Maybe attachment. Now I'm what makes me any different. I've taken the brunt of the storm from that person, and now I've compelled my storm with my own storm, where I won't allow myself to be humble and to become a well-wisher or to accept that was that soul's part to play. My part is to be my best version of myself. And I've often used this thing that has liberated me from many challenging encounters with people. What does love want me to do here? And every time I ask myself this question, I know I'm connected to God, to that supreme being, to Baba, Allah, Jehovah, Krishna, Khuda, Bhagwan, Prabhu, the Lord and Master, that I'm connected to that Supreme Being. And every time I do it, forgiveness is not even on the table. I'm done. I don't hold anything against them. I'm free to be me. I'm free to be me. To have love for myself. To value myself. And to not allow my own ego to be so empowered that I even stop loving that person. I was in a place the other day, and there's somebody who has had maybe not the highest thoughts about me because they've wanted something from me, which I couldn't give them. That's only from God, from Baba. And we happened to have just been passing in a hallway, and I said, hi. And the look they gave me, I was like, wow, they're still in that place. I wasn't, but I saw the person's face and I said, wow, they're still there. It's sad. And so even just that moment when I looked at it, I was seeing my own reflection. Don't you ever become someone that holds negativity in your heart for anyone. Don't you ever do that, Jen. And that is something that you have to promise yourself too. That's your self-worth, that's your self-esteem, that's your value for yourself, that's your wisdom. That you will never allow anyone to be more powerful than the love that is within you to share with them. I might not like the behavior, nor do I feel comfortable about the decision. It still pinches me. But it will not pinch me to that point that love is suffocated. Don't you ever let anyone or anything be more powerful than your capacity to love them. Because that is your loss. If you cannot love the person that has wronged you, then you will never be able to love yourself when you've wronged yourself. That's not fair to you. And what does it require to forgive someone? Humility. And I wanted to read something from Sister Gita's book. By the way, have you all gotten your copy of the book yet? It's now also on Kindle. But I want to read this to you because I thought it was significant. Humility, on page 155. The difficulty with ego is that it is deeply concealed. Most people don't even know they have it. Saying something to them about it just increases it. Ego destroys love. Hence, relationships. It destroys the ability to learn. So there is no more give and take. I pass through many situations all day long and make sure I don't stop exchanging love. Ego can be overcome by developing humility. There should be so much humility in you as there is honesty, so that the more honest I become, the greater humility I will have. Both go together. If I know how to bow to give respect, then there will be love. If I don't know how to bow, observe how your love finishes. Just keep giving respect. Bow again and again. The secret behind this is to never stop the give and take of love with God. In this way, I can make my heart very strong so that I am no longer hurt by any feelings. I once asked Daddy Janki, how could she be so humble? She said, When a tree is full and laden with fruits, it automatically gives, bows. When a being is full of good qualities, virtues, they know themselves. Bowing down is no big deal because you will know who you are. Isn't that fantastic? I think what we can do is maybe go to AI to take a look at that, because I felt that was so rich. It's almost like a meditation. But think about it. The reason why I don't have the capacity to forgive is I'm in an arrogant state. It's ego. How to practice forgiveness according to Brahma Kumaris. It involves deeply spiritual introspective practice rooted in soul consciousness, self-transformation, and connection to the divine, to Baba. So here's some steps. Number 1, of course, as you know, the foundation of Raj Yoga meditation taught by the Brahma Kumaris is to transform body consciousness into soul consciousness. Body consciousness is limited, and that's where the sorrow comes from. And soul consciousness is unlimited, using the body. So wait, body consciousness will lead to ego, hurt, and blame. So even when the person distributes negativity or dirt, I have a choice, right? It's not me, they're playing their part, or I'll never forgive them, they really hurt me. That's my ego speaking. Soul consciousness helps you recognize yourself and others as eternal souls playing roles on the world stage. When you see someone as a soul, not just their behavior, you're more likely to forgive them. Practice silently saying to the self, I am a peaceful soul. The soul is on a journey. I let go. Number 2, understand that there's the law of karma in play. Every soul is going through its own karmic journey. People act out their sanskars, their personality traits, their impressions that have been formed in the soul for birth after birth. So by forgiving, you stop the cycle of negative karma and you begin to create good karma. Insight. They acted according to their sanskar, their personality, but I choose to create a new and positive response. Number 3, Raj Yoga meditation to let go. Use it. In Raj Yoga, connect your mind to Shiv Baba, the Supreme Soul. Fill yourself with divine love, peace, and power, qualities that will dissolve any resentment in you. Meditative thought. I absorb the Supreme's light. So sweet. It purifies my heart, and that's what helps me to forgive and let go. Number 4, reclaim your inner power. Forgiveness is not weakness, it's actually an inner strength, because humility is a strength. Holding grudges only makes you a victim of your past. Forgiveness will liberate you. You forgive for your own peace, not necessarily to condone the action of another. The affirmation is, I choose peace over pain. I release the burden of resentment today. Number 5, practice pure feelings and good wishes. Hindi, Shubh Bhavna, Shubh Kamna. Replace bitterness with pure thoughts and good wishes for the soul who hurt you. Again, it requires humility, right? And if you're humble, you're full. Got it? This transforms your energy and may even transform the relationship over time. Thought practice. May that soul find peace and clarity. I send them love and light. Summary and key steps. Soul consciousness. See others as souls, not their roles. Karma awareness. Understand everyone is acting out their script. Meditation. Connect to God's purity and love. Inner strength. Choose freedom over pain. pure feelings. Send good wishes and detach with love. How did that? Wasn't that useful? Anyone out there having a little challenge, letting go of something that happened in the past with someone? Sometimes it's not just somebody who did it. Sometimes you did it and you felt so bad about yourself, you're not able to forgive yourself. Humble yourself. You played the part that you were supposed to play at that time. Move on, man. Move on. There's so much more to live in life than to hold on to that which you cannot change or rewrite. In your meditations or when you're walking and moving around, if that person comes up in your mind, practice. I bless you. Because that's freeing you. Bless you. I send you my good wishes. I wish for you to be okay and be benefited in your life. Wherever you're going, be well. And observe the way that it makes you feel when you practice it. And then practice, I'm never going to forgive that person. Evil. Just pure evil. And just see how it makes you feel. But also how sometimes it can be so easy for you to point out what is really wrong with a person. You've seen it. All right, let's go to the Sister Gita effect and listen to her beautiful words of wisdom.
Mind, what is it? Sitting down and experiencing peace is one thing. Actually using it to transform my life is quite another. A great deal goes on between the intention and the action. And sometimes I catch myself saying, I didn't want to do that, but, or, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. To be in full control of my life, I need not only be to know, but also to understand the process through which my intention becomes an action. For instance, a variety of raw materials go into a car, manufacturing plant, sheet metal, nuts and bolts, electrical wiring, paint, and so on. These raw materials can be compared to my experiences and intentions. As the raw materials pass through the plant, they are processed and eventually emerge as cars. However, imagine that there is a consistent fault in the production process. I could set about repairing each car as it comes off the production line. But this would be time-consuming and hard work. It would also be very frustrating as I would consider that the factory had been built to produce faulty cars. Similarly, changing my actions superficially will not bring about profound changes in my life. This can work to a limited extent, but I will be continually faced by faulty actions from the production line, and it will seem very, very hard labor with not much reward. Instead, I need to check the raw materials of my experience and also become familiar with the production process of my desires and actions. It is not enough for the engineer only to know approximately what happens on the factory floor. To repair a fault, he needs a detailed working knowledge of everything that is going on. The same applies to the mind. So when there is a thought, I am a peaceful soul, the relevant actions need to follow automatically. However, is thought the only link between intention and action? What about the expression, think before you speak? Undoubtedly, there must be thought before I open my mouth, or nothing would emerge. So, what is meant here? There seem to be two aspects to thought. The first is the thought itself. The second is the awareness and understanding of that thought. So, the thought, I am a being of peace. What is the understanding there? Think about it. This is practical meditation. Thank you. Have a grand day.
She holds such a special space. So I was thinking the other day that the soul played the part of Sister Gita. That part is finished. I'm honoring that part. The book that I made in honor of her part when she played the role of Sister Gita, the orphan that rose from tragedy into world service. I honored that part, that role. Similarly to when an actor plays an incredible role in a movie, for example, Ben Kingsley, when he played the role of Mahatma Gandhi, it was like, wow, he was Gandhi, it was great. But then when he played the role of, I don't know, Spock, then you go, oh, that was also a good role. Then he might end up playing another role in another movie, and you go, he wasn't that good there. So in the same way as souls, we're on our journey playing out different parts. So when the soul played the part of Sister Gita, Yvonne Dolores Brown, an orphan from Kingston, Jamaica, who gave birth to a daughter called Jenna, and who eventually healed her trauma and became a server for God's task. It's just a fascinating story. So I'm honoring that birth. I'm honoring that part that she played. And I really hope you all will get into the book. I've been hearing a lot of good comments. I was in New York and I gave away a few copies, and 2 people texted me last night and said, I'm in tears. This is so beautiful. And I went, good tears? He says, yeah, just, I knew her, but I just never knew how powerful she was until I read the book. So just these stories. Please get a copy, but leave your review on Amazon, please. And I'll ask maybe Santosh or whoever's watching to put the link in for the Amazon copy now on Kindle. And I'm working now on the audio version that, people can get a copy of the book. Please, it's really it's a warm book. It's warm. So, Ulala, hello, Indra, Neha, Dinesh, Jackie, enjoying reading The Wonderful Sister Gita Effect. Thanks, Jackie Woodside. I'm glad to hear that. Salman, this message of forgiveness is exactly what I needed. Rakesh, such calming energy, feeling lighter with every word. Thank you. Annette Henry, good morning, Annette. Good morning, Wendy. Jyoti Kumari, letting go of anger is such a powerful act. True. Sangeeta, forgiveness isn't easy, but this talk makes it possible. Amit, crying quietly while watching this. Nirmala, that's sweet. Rajasthani, hello, beautiful message. Angela, good morning. So sorry over the last 2 days we had some issues. We couldn't get online due to my travel. Every time I hear Om Shanti, I feel peace. Lilawati, Om Shanti. I missed you too. Hi. Kailash Sakdev, Komal, Om Shanti, Gunjun, Suman, no more sweats. I like that. Sandeep, nice to have you on. Raju's good points by Savi, Saroj, Travelqua, Suman, Babita, Dhaka, sending healing everyone, everywhere. Beautiful. Monica, good morning. Good morning, Jagruti. Understanding that everyone is playing their role perfectly liberates you. It sure does. Hi, Anne. Nice to have you all on. Thank you so much, everyone, for your beautiful comments and your time today. I hope today's session really helped. And I hope that you're getting a little bit closer to the love that's within you. Take care. Keep loving everyone the same. Om Shanti.